the St. Joseph's, Missouri, Savannah, Interurban.
The Savannah St. Joseph Electric Railroad ran to Savannah from St. Joe and ran until 1939. But we haven't yet talked about that. Also, there are people who rode these electric interurbans before 1939, people who were as young as you, more or less. And we have yet to talk to any of them. So, that means we're going to have another film. This is Saturday morning and we're in downtown Dearborn today.
Well, great. Why wouldn't we be good?
That's good. Listen, we're going to the schoolhouse now, right?
Right, we're going to the library at the schoolhouse.
Okay, we'll meet you there.
We want you four to come, too. Will you, to the library at the schoolhouse? We're going to see the Interurban video.
All right.
I'm Elizabeth Sheichels Estes, and I've lived in Dearborn all my life, almost. And we used to ride the Interurban to St. Joe shopping and to Kansas City shopping. And my sister, my mother, and I rode it many times.
Boy, that's wonderful. Hi there.
Hello, I'm Hilda Foster Jones, and I can remember going to a birthday party when I was 5 years old. And we went to down the Interurban to what station? No, it was Duncan Station. And there we were met with a man with a team of horses in a wagon, and he took us up to the birthday party. And then we enjoyed our ride back home from the party.
Oh, great.
Lorraine Thompson, and I rode the Interurban many, many times to the doctor from Dearborn, and then also from Camden Point.
How much money did it cost?
That I don't remember, sir, and I don't remember as the condition of the cars and anything, but I always thought it was fun. I always had a lot of fun.
All right, thank you.
Hello, I'm Edith Fern Grable, and I was born in 1913, January the 3rd, that year that the Interurban started, and then in 1933 I was married, so I can remember how long the Interurban was running. I've ridden it many times to St. Joe or Kansas City, both. And
Do you remember how exciting it was maybe to cross the Platte River?
well, I don't remember it about being exciting at Platte River, but it was always a thrill to ride it, and it seemed like it went so fast. And
Oh, that's good.
and if you rode, the seats were so that you'd be riding backwards part of the time, and that always kind of made me sick at my stomach. So I didn't like to sit backwards, but sometimes you had to. It was so crowded.
What did you think when it closed down? Of
Well,
course, that was the Depression.
yes, it was sad to see it gone because it was handy. First cars came in, began to be popular, and better roads and everything, so can understand why it folded.
The trick is that your husband worked for the railroad,
Yes, sir.
and your name is
Fern Farrell.
Vern Farrell.
And 2 R's I-L. There's 3 spellings between St. Joe and Kansas City.
You know, it's quite a scrapbook you have there, too.
Well, thank you.
Vern, how old are you today?
Well, they tell me that I was 100 recently, 5th day of January.
And you certainly can remember all the railroads that came through Dearborn.
I didn't know much about Dearborn until 1938. I've just been here 60 years.
Okay.
I had 40 years of life before I came here.
And your husband, you said
Was a motorman.
he was a motorman. You told me something about how he quit the railroad in 1933 or 32. He thought it was going to go out of business.
Yes, that was it.
Otherwise, he would have stayed on to the end?
Oh, yes, his biggest ambition had always been to be the motorman, or the engineer, rather, of a large railroad. That's what he had headed for.
Thank you very much.
So glad somebody's interested in the past, because you wouldn't have what we have today. We hadn't lived 100 years, some of us.
We're at the end of Commercial Street, that's where the Interurban ran down through, and we're looking at how the trestle was up there and come down, and you still see the concrete pillars and the concrete part come down.
Okay.
And we used to play here all the time over as kids. It's not as good a shape, but you can still see it up there.
Uh-huh. This trestle ran because there was a hill that the Interurban went up the hill and came down to land over here.
Yes. It also crossed a railroad in here, and they're telling me that it stayed way high in the air, that it just didn't come down to the ground at all. It just stayed in high, and they had to climb steps to get up into it.
And the thing is that there's still pictures of this depot.
Yes, the depot's still here, but it was been moved. And I don't know exactly where it's set at. You'll have to find somebody that, everything's completely changed than what it was a long time ago. That big tall piece of concrete up there.
Lauren is at the end. He's going to find something and show us something really neat.
I'm up here. I think it's come look and see how it went down through there. And now it amazes me. We used to play all the time up here when I was a kid, and you can look out here and see. Now we was down below before. Now we're up here. We're looking down upon all this, and it's just a great, magnificent thing that they put up here all by hand.
Uh-huh.
You want to come and take a look over here over the view?
Here you can see the concrete stumps of what used to be the trestle.
You can look and see how big these rocks are, even the rock you're standing on, and how much bigger it used to be.
Yeah. And this is
Probably about 2/3 of it, and the other third probably fell down.
This is a concrete abutment. The Interurban Railroad went down a trestle here.
What amazes me is just all the bigness of it. How someone so big could fall.
We're up here. It was quite a climb, but this is quite a sight.
It's been quite exciting for you, I can tell you that. You're all ecstatic.
Uh-huh.
Makes me think that our time's not wasted at all, that you coming up here looking. Maybe there'll be many more people look at the site that I've seen all my life as a child and played here.
This is the Holy Grail. After Ed's picture appeared in Alonzo Weston's column in the St. Joseph paper, he got one phone call, an offer to buy this stock certificate for the company.
Yes, Debbie. Owning a stock certificate of the company is equivalent to finding the Holy Grail.
Over the phone, Bob Klein told us the stock may still be worth something, maybe millions.
Bob.
Ed, what I happen to have here is a piece of mail that you received from a Mr. Dixon out of Hamilton, Missouri. It's addressed to Ed. Evidently you had some conversations with him. And inside this envelope, you will see, it's upside down, that is an actual certificate, this is a laminated copy, of the St. Joseph, Kansas City, Clay County, St. Joseph Railway Company, which you've been looking for quite some time, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool, huh?
This is Clyde Weeks here at St. Joseph Historical Society located in Ruby Doo Row, and I have in my possession a postcard, post-dated 1919, of the Kansas City, Excelsior Springs, and St. Joseph Interurban car number 22. And on the rear is a message. This is the way Father and I came from Kansas City out to the springs. It is warmer today, so we have been outside. 1 week gone, and we will soon be home, Mother.
Where'd you find that at, Clyde?
I bought it at a postcard sale here in St. Joseph.
That's truly wonderful. That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hi,
Yes, Mary Alice. What's your last name?
Deister.
We're here north of the Missouri River in Kansas City. And you used to ride the Interurban yourself, right?
Yes, I did every summer.
Really?
I was raised in the city, but I always went to Camden Point for the summer. So.
What about these pictures here? You've seen some?
Haven't seen what you have, but
Right.
I have some other ones. But
You
I like
have a picture of the same car, right?
Right.
just that's
Yeah.
all.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's this,
Yeah.
but see, that's not near as nice as this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You remember those cars well?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was quite a smooth ride?
Oh yeah, just rock you to sleep. And the was all upholstered inside. You know, it wasn't like a streetcar. They used to have kind of strawy like seats. These had upholstered nice seats and no pavement underneath, and it was just kind of rocked back and forth, and it was really nice. One time at Camden Point, my mother had gone to Camden Point to visit, and she caught the car late at night, and they had to flag it down, and she got too close to the tracks, and it sucked her in under and cut her ankle all to pieces.
Oh my.
You wouldn't think that they'd have that much suction, but they did.
How'd they flag the
I guess somebody had something with it, maybe a flashlight, because I never rode it at night. I don't know anything about that.
So how old were you when you were going to Camden Point?
Between 8 and 19, I guess. 'Cause I got married when I was 19. And shortly after we got married, then they put a stop to the Interurban.
Were you visiting your grandparents or?
I had a grandmother lived up there on a farm, and a great-grandmother always went to her house, and my mother's sister lived there at Camden Point, and my dad's sister lived on a farm in Edgerton, so I'm during the summer.
When you got off, did you have to ride to their house?
I had to walk to my great-grandmother's, and then from there somebody'd come in the buggy and pick me up.
Yeah.
That's great-grandma most of the time.
In 1933, when the railroad closed, was that a surprise to you? Did you expect it? You were about 20 years old then, I guess.
Most everybody was getting cars by then, so the passengers got small, fewer amount all the time. So, well, you wanted to know when I was born? 1914. Just had a birthday last Friday at 85.
So
Okay.
did you ride along when you were 8?
Yeah, oh yeah, you weren't ever afraid in those days. Even over town, you weren't afraid to walk at night. Well, one girl never walked alone, but 2 girls could go anywhere in Kansas City, never have any problem, night, day, or anything. So,
Thank you very much, Mary Alice.
you're welcome. It was
We're going to look at these
nice
pictures.
to see your pictures.